a bit earlier than I was supposed to. That was why. Okay, so the world is experiencing problems, especially financial related. 1.7 billion people are unbanked, and 5.5 billion people are underbanked. When we say unbanked, you know what we mean. People who don't have certain criteria to have bank accounts, or people who live in interior places and they don't have access to these centralized financial institutions. So 50% of the global population live on less than $6.85 per day. And this is even worse, like really, really worse in some parts of the country and Africa. Next slide. So, Tosin mentioned it for people who want to go for domiciliary accounts. You have certain things you need to have, and most persons, 27% of unbanked, don't have those requirements. Next slide, please. 23% of the unbanked adults avoid institutional accounts due to lack of trust in the financial systems. We can all relate to this in Nigeria. Next slide, please. 62% of unbanked cite insufficient funds as a reason for not having bank accounts. I know some bank accounts, you must have a certain minimum before you can open accounts with them. Next slide. Web3 tooling is the answer to all these issues that we highlighted. Next slide. And so how does Web3 come to solve these issues? Permissionless transactions. Anyone with a phone can create an on-chain wallet. It's efficient. With blockchain, it doesn't cost more than $1 to send $1. And also, it's scalable infrastructure to deliver. More than 330 people from 181 countries have been onboarded on Web3. Just for practical references, we are in Nigeria, Cameroon, Kenya, Brazil, the Philippines, and a whole lot of other countries. I think one of my slides captures it. So Google is the top 10 most used protocol, and over 110K plus monthly active users. We have over $6 million worth of transactions based on 400K UBI. UBI is universal basic income. So real people can use good dollar to improve their lives. People using good dollar in the real world to boost micro entrepreneurship, and it's a 100% non-profit protocol, no private investors, all open source completely. Most of us may not really relate with this statistic because maybe we come from a place where we have some form of wealth, we are quite comfortable, you know. But for people who live in places where they live in very, very low, like $1, $2 per day, they would really, really appreciate this, you know, that they get to have a fraction of $1 or some certain amount. All they have to do is just press a button and it comes to their wallet and they can use it to get real life stuff. It's really a big deal. Next slide, please. It's for like trade by barter kind of system. So the value of those means of exchanges were given by the community themselves. I can decide to get a cowrie and tell you that that cowrie is worth, in today's terms, $500. And in another community, they can say that cowrie is worth maybe $1,000. Whatever we agree as a community, and we can use that to transact real life. So it's self-sustaining. It stays in its own ecosystem, and that's how most universal basic income and complementary currencies are designed. But because of the need to bring this dollar out of its ecosystem,
I don't really get it. How does, because you mentioned that any member can get free money or something like that. Yeah. So how does the money come about? Because the use cases are amazing. I feel it's doing a whole lot, but how does the money come about? Thank you.
Pioneers of wealth inclusion and people who are big on helping to just give a level playing ground to people And one of our biggest donors, like I mentioned, is eToro, and there are a whole lot of others too. Like we just moved to Cello recently, and currently we have something going on, the Prosperity Program grant, where Cello gave out about 75,000 US dollars for people, builders in the space, to help increase and ramp up whatever they do. So Good Dollar is basically on support of people who have seen the results that are coming out, and they are giving to ensure that it's sustained.
Does anyone else have a question? All right, so I think I have a question, right? Because when I downloaded the Good Dollar app, it's like every day you have to keep claiming the GB. So I think somebody actually asked me the question. That's what I'm asking, right? Somebody reached out to me on WhatsApp and was like, "How many times do I have to claim to at least make like $1,000?" I just told the person, just check the claiming rating, then multiply by how many days, or by calculation. So, because actually, I don't know, but can you answer that question if you can, please? Because let's know.
Okay. I don't know how many times they have to claim to get off the but like I explained earlier, the original idea of this concept was a complementary currency concept, where communities give value to this by themselves, and the worthy causes, and their wallets are made public on our domain, and people just donate Good Dollar to help these people. So looking beyond the claims is actually one of the major things. And yeah, the claim amount might not be valuable, because even if our country's fiat value is bad, but compared to some other places, it is standing strong. So it's actually trying to give help to people who need it the most, basically. So I'm sure that's the answer to the question.
Our newest child, essentially. So what is MiniPay? MiniPay is a dollar wallet built on USD stablecoin that is integrated inside the Opera Mini browser. I don't know how many of you here know Opera Mini or use Opera Mini. I feel like I want to do a show of hands, but I will be very hurt if I don't get the response that I want. So I'm not going to do a show of hands, and I'm just going to assume that everybody in this room uses Opera Mini. So yeah, MiniPay is a stablecoin wallet, essentially just a dollar wallet that's built into a browser. That's in short form that's what it is, and it allows you to send cash to anyone, anywhere, using just a phone number. And let's go to the next slide. I'd like to talk about MiniPay, but I think this video does a good job of selling MiniPay's best features. Can you play the video, please? Yeah. I hope you can see, but again, voiceover if you want it, if you want me to. So basically, MiniPay being built on CUSD means that all your funds in your MiniPay wallet are stored in CUSD, which is a stablecoin, meaning the value of your funds are tied to US dollar. All transactions on MiniPay cost less than ₦1, so irrespective of how much you're sending or where you're sending it to, it costs $0.001 exactly to send on MiniPay. And as I said, onboarding into MiniPay uses your Google, so you don't need to worry about memorizing some 12 or 24 word seed phrase. You can also send using a phone number, so you don't need to worry about the wallet addresses and all that. Thanks to Cello that Anthony mentioned earlier. So can you go to the next slide, please? Why have we built MiniPay? So I think MiniPay came from us looking at, as I said, it's built into your Opera Mini browser. At Opera, I think the goal has always been to build products in a different way than everybody's doing it, right? So, and that really shows across, we're a browser company at the top level, but then we have so many browsers, kind of niche browsers that kind of serve different communities. And Opera Mini is our most popular browser on the continent for a reason. It's a really small browser, which means it works extremely well on any phone, right? Any smartphone, Opera Mini works really well on it. So you don't need to worry about lags. And also because, again, as I said, it's the most popular browser, to active users on Opera Mini, which, I mean, who else does that? Who else gives you the internet to browse? We don't just tell you, we'll enable you to browse the internet, but if you don't have it, we'll give you to explore what you want to do. And it's more than just a browser, right? I think I was talking to one of the product team members, and the way he described it, I will continue to see it forever. He said it's really more than a browser. What Opera Mini is doing is creating access. It's plugging people into the global economy. People use their browsers for everything. People find jobs on the internet. People find ways to make money on the internet. People find their calling on the internet. And without the internet, how would people really survive? So it's really about plugging people to survival. So when we talk about building out features in Opera Mini, it's really looking at how can we make people's lives better. How can we make this connection that we're trying to do? It's about connecting people, irrespective of what device they're using or where they're located. Talking about some of the differentiators that MiniPay has is MiniPay gives you instant access to USD value, allowing you to safeguard the value of your funds, as I said earlier. It is also really affordable, as I mentioned earlier. Every transaction in MiniPay costs less than ₦1. It's accessible and easy to use, unlike other Web3 wallets, unlike other DeFi wallets that require you to do this entire not IDs, but saving your seed phrase, and if you forget it, your funds are gone. MiniPay actually allows you to back up your login information.
Months ago, so if everyone can just bring out their phones and check bitmama.inc, bitmama.inc, and then see the range of products that we offer. So at bitmama, the work we've done all the work needed. We've done all the work needed to help crypto natives, people that are not crypto natives, the layman, get use cases, real life use cases, for crypto. I was talking with Rachel the other time, and then she was talking about how it was difficult for her to make payments when she got to Nigeria. She was in Nigeria, she had some money in her account, but her card was probably not working. She was unable to make payments, so she had to call someone here in Nigeria to make payments for her. So at bitmama, we are trying to ensure that issues like this don't happen for normal people traveling all around the world. So we are using crypto, the blockchain, as the real thing. Everyone here is in Nigeria. Most people here are Nigerians. Pardon me. Most people here are Nigerians, and then we would agree to the fact that it's difficult to make international payments with our Naira cards. Many of us here most likely earn in Naira, may even earn in dollar, go through all the hassles of trying to open a dumb account and make $20 deposits before you can open an account. So on bitmama, what we have done is that with crypto, with stable coins like CUSD and other stable coins, you are able to fund your virtual card, and you can have a zero balance on that virtual card. You can use that virtual card to make payments all around the world. You have who use bitmama to make school fees payments. They use the card, our virtual cards to make school fees payments. They use our virtual cards to make subscriptions, to buy items online. We have merchants that use our cards to import items online. We also have the exchange where you can on-ramp and off-ramp your crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, CUSD, USDC, USDT on bitmama. And then with your crypto as well, when you have a bitmama account, you cannot bring out your phones and download the app to see. So you get to travel to another country, and you need to recharge your phone. You need to buy data. You can do that from almost any country you go to with crypto on your through your bitmama wallet. So it's that easy. And then we have Changera on the other side, which that's when you go to bitmama.in to see Changera. Changera is split into two. We have Changera Personal and Changera Business. With Changera, we've also been able to solve payment problems for individuals. But then they don't have to know that it's crypto, helping them solve all of these problems. So you can also fund your virtual card with Naira. You you can send money outside Nigeria.
Does anyone have a question you want to ask?
I would like to also understand what makes Bitmama different from every other contemporary money exchanges that can transact funds from fiat to other countries. And is it limited to just Africa or just Nigeria? Can someone just use it from outside and send into Nigeria as well?
Okay, great question. It's even Binance that everyone knows, because we are not positioned as just a crypto exchange. So we are a company that we provide the framework, and then on our own side we have built on top of that framework to solve actual problems. So one of the problems that we have solved, which I mentioned earlier, was the virtual card, where you can make international payments. Another problem, as Tosin mentioned earlier, is we partnered with platforms like MiniPay, Valora, and other seller projects to enable on-ramp and off-ramp. I believe, not if any exchange, not many exchanges.
I have a question.
Okay. Yeah, let me give you this mic.
Maybe she should do the green box.
Okay.
So the green box, like, as I said earlier, we'll set it up and then we'll share the link with everyone. Okay. That'll be all.
I think that's all.
Alright, thank you.
I just hope mine is, you talked about that there will be something for us, right?
Yeah.
I just hope it's something huge. So all right. So thank you so much for that presentation. It was fun. I got to learn something from there, which I won't be able to mention. I'm just gonna keep it for myself. All right. So we're moving forward to the next presentation. We have
and of course, nobody in this room needs me to kind of talk about that, but I'm actually getting my own kind of lived experience of this. Like when I, arrive at the hotel and they do not accept my Visa or my MasterCard, and the hotel is really not pleased with me at all. And I was really, in this first time in my life, just actually saved by crypto, being able to send some crypto and get some Naira back to a contact that I have. So I'm really starting to kind of see what the situation is in terms of like how powerful this technology can be to improve people's lives and actually like make the financial system just work for people. And I think your talk at the beginning, Tosin, really spoke on that. So I won't say anything on that, but it's just, really did hit me in that sense. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about personal finance and DeFi, that they, the ways that they work and the reserves behind them. And we're also seeing other tokens, other stable tokens start to evolve, especially in the Celo ecosystem. I think Celo's done a great job by the Celo Foundation, but nowadays, actually, if we just go back, it's actually Mento is the organization that's actually running the stable tokens for Celo. So you can actually go to the reserve.mento.org and you can actually see what is the reserve that is backing these stable tokens. Because it's also important that there is transparency. I think we all kind of saw what happened with the Luna and Terra ecosystem. And just because something says it's stable doesn't necessarily mean it is. So here you can actually go and see what the assets are and like what the reserve ratio of value to stable token that they have within that. So you can go and check that out. I would recommend, it's always good to do your background research and make sure that you are, so that you can set your goal and get reminders on that. We've designed it to be mobile first, so from like the actual design, but we did a lot of stuff around taking out anything that was going to add data and make our app like slower and more expensive to download. And it was quite sad for me because I had to lose one of the font weights that I really wanted in the app, but on looking at it, it wasn't really worth it. We've also added the fiat on-ramp so that it's making it easier for people to buy crypto. And all of this is done in a way that the funds remain under your control. So the funds are always going to stay under yesterday. This is the first time we're talking about it publicly. You can go and follow it at Halofi _MENG on Twitter as well, so I'll put that out as well. But yeah, that's basically Halofi. We want to make it much easier to save and earn yield on dollar peg stable tokens, and doing it in a way that's like very friendly and like user focused, so that you don't have to spend your time worrying about all the crypto nonsense that can be quite a pace one. So this kind of, you can already use, we have users using MetaMask, Valora, Good Dollar Wallet, any, I think any Wallet Connect wallet will work. Sometimes, you know, like, if it's a very obscure wallet, I can't say we've tested it and know that it should work, but it is a Wallet Connect integration we have, so we don't want to lock.
I think almost left. Okay, so we'll also be having John from Big Mama. He said he has something huge for us, so I don't think I'll ever forget that. There's a hotel security making locked door downstairs. Alright, so I think we're complete. Alright, one more hand of applause, please. The cryptocurrency adoption in Nigeria, and I believe there are lots of talks about crypto. You know, I myself, where I stay, anytime I talk about crypto, first thing that people think about is this guy is into Yahoo or you are. Yeah, I think that's even one of the reasons why I try to you know put my hair low, because I don't want any issue. You know, in fact, if you have an encounter with police officers, right, and you are trying to explain blockchain and crypto, you go explain entire, because there's no evidence, right? So they tell them, say this is proof of work, this is how it works. You don't want to hear that one. Say you cash out, say they see money for your finance, right? So, but you know, you just try to do some things to avoid some certain problems, because. Yeah. Please get a second mic. Right. All right. So we're starting with so what are the key factors during the increasing interest in cryptocurrencies, and you know, like, what are the key factors that are driving the interest of crypto in Nigeria? Like, what do you think they are the major factors?
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's a wonderful question. So the fact that everybody wants to be a part of crypto, everyone wants to have a crypto. There are several reasons for that, and I think number one, like, which I believe the other panelists here would agree with me, because when I stepped in, a couple of them made mention of it, is the issue of payments and remittance, like cross-border payments. Let's start from there, because I believe a lot of us here, we have relatives outside of Nigeria, and most times when they want to send us funds, or we want to send them funds, companies, like, it's a major problem. And so a lot of people have seen that, okay, crypto is actually a means whereby they can actually transact easily from their home. You can just send someone a particular cryptocurrency and it goes swiftly without any problem. That's one. Then I think another reason is the fact that I think right now we have a lot more awareness about cryptocurrencies, a lot of education that is going on. I think for Open Twitter right now, I can see like 5 different communities at once, different posts making a way for them to actually save. It's a way for them to actually keep funds, to store their funds. Personally, I always say it, I don't keep Naira. The only time you see me with Naira, for example, is maybe when I need to purchase something. Maybe if I'm stepping out of the house, then I quickly convert to say, okay, I'll use this to buy something. Aside that, I don't keep Naira in my bank. So if you won't steal my phone, nothing did the bank. Like, you say you want, if you collect my card, say you want to go to now, insufficient fund, you will see. Like, and I believe there are so many people like me, because they know that by the time you don't think for your head, say you use 10,000 by this, you reach there now, you're sitting at 15K or something. Thank you.
Wow, that is really, really amazing response. A round of applause, please. Yes, you know, I think one of the major challenges you mentioned that I actually keyed into is the fact that, you know, the traditional finance, like the banks, you have to provide a lot, especially the KYC aspect, where you need to prove, you know, like, sign a whole lot of documents. Just create a bank account, like a wallet, just go download the wallet, sign up your details, like, just put in nothing, just seed phrase, that's all. Right? So, and you're already good to go. But if you go to a bank now, you have to fill lots of forms, add your grandfather's name and your family, for all your village people, everybody will just be there. And you have to get some document. I think one day I wanted to open a domiciliary account. When I heard the requirements, I just changed my mind. They said I should write a letter to manager. I know they write any letter. Even if I'm going to write, I'm going straight to ChatGPT to get you content. You will read that. All right, so let's move forward to the next question we have, and that's to John. I think in crypto space right now, one of the major challenges I believe we have is the regulatory aspect, which is kind of causing lots of, should I say, distractions in the space already. People are just getting confused, especially in terms of using banks to run transactions. But I'd just like to know, like, what are the major regulatory challenges that we're having in Nigeria in terms of crypto adoption?
Good question. So in terms of crypto adoption and regulatory challenges, because also the crypto space is quite large in Nigeria. There are a lot of people who trade crypto that you don't even know. Your neighbors can be a crypto trader and you wouldn't even know. We have the P2P traders, we have people who do DeFi, we have people who do futures and a couple of other things. So it's so vast that there is no one to also talk to, because I mean, we know very well that we have the blockchain Nigeria user group, we have the CBAN or CYBAN, that's the Blockchain Association of Nigeria, and a couple of other bodies. So who try to speak with SEC at different points in time. So I think one of the major problems is that there has been no synergy between the regulators and the operators, as well as the crypto users. So that's the first one. Second one is that the government, even though if the government ends up regulating crypto today, like you said earlier, and I think she also said it, crypto is generally associated with fraud in Nigeria. I think these are the problems. The risk of fraud. They need to protect the customers, but then not knowing, that's for regulators now, not knowing exactly how to go about it or who to talk to. Because I think during one of my researches, I saw that SEC in Nigeria had like a list of things that they were already preparing. I think they did that last year. That they had already prepared for anyone who trades crypto or even who operates in crypto. Maybe you have like in a platform like ours, what platforms people trade on. So why not onboard leaders in those platforms like Big Mama, Binance, and other wallets that people use, and then get them to be part of the information of these policies, because there are policies that they need to set to be able to regulate how people use crypto, how they can protect individuals from
Okay, I think basically what we've been saying since morning have been success stories. How people can do borderless financing, bankless people having access to transact across border, But I just want to maybe point out some big players that have really helped to lay the foundation for cryptocurrency in Nigeria. And I would say Binance is one of the biggest. Most of us, when we got into the space to make people transact in crypto, even if I feel like their fees are high, but the ease, is there. We also have Flutterwave. Flutterwave, yeah, they were traditionally on fiat and all, but right now they have actually enabled people to transact with Bitcoin, and businesses are connecting. So this
that are hindering businesses from kind of adopting crypto, aside the regulatory challenges.
Well, hindering businesses, I think the major hinder is the regulatory framework of things in our space, but also at the very core of it, businesses are people first, right? The people running the business are actually, everyday singular people, they're users in the first place. And because I'm a product marketing manager, so I'm biased to when it comes to things like positioning and how you message your product and how you basically package your product when you're giving it to a user. And I think that one of the major barriers, and I keep saying this, is the technicality of everything that we do in this space currently, right? And it's something that Rachel mentioned earlier in her talk. It's how we package things to people, how we are selling this idea of DeFi, how we're selling this idea of crypto to people. It's very technical. How many people in this room know what SMTP is? I'm sure nobody does, right? But you know what email is, right? You know that if I send an email from my phone, the other person is going to get it.
I think last year there was one I participated on where I was one of the facilitators for a training for some governmental agencies in Nigeria where they needed to learn more. And thanks to that session, I think when I was trying to get feedback from a lot of them that participated, they were like, oh, they didn't know that, crypto was this, but what they knew when, from the beginning was, it's the rich part, get rich quick stuff, and the fraud part. But when they, were able to learn, and lately I've been interacting with a lot more of these people from these agencies, and they're all open to a lot of projects. If someone who does, I think there's a word that people fear what they don't know, what they don't understand. So I believe that if we continue to do more collaborations with them, we're not supposed to be fighting them. Because if we're being honest, a lot of our projects that are coming up, if you just mention anything about government, they're already like squeezing their face. I think the best thing is for us like bring them closer and make sure to like connect, like speak with them more, communicate with them more. And as time goes on, you see that they'll be more open-minded to like want to listen or to want to participate in the crypto conversations. That's what that aspect. And I think in nearest future, right now, I think we're trying to kill that narrative of the get rich quick scheme that we started talking about, rather that's onboarded most of us into the crypto space years ago. I think right now we're now seeing a lot more people now talking about, okay, this is what you can actually do with crypto. If you come into the blockchain industry, this is the kind of career you can build for yourself. And thanks to that, a lot more people even want to listen. And we are seeing more users coming into the crypto space or into the blockchain space. So I think the future is bright, if you ask me. And I don't know how soon, but I believe that very, 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 very soon, we'll see more of even our Web2 brands integrating a lot more crypto, integrating crypto rather into what they do. For example, see Flutterwave, the news that they released recently, where people can even, I think he also made mention of it, where people can actually use Flutterwave to carry out some crypto transactions. That's not something that anybody would have thought of that would happen in nearest future. So I think as time goes on, due to the kind of conversations that are currently going on, you would see a lot more of this happening.
You know, apps that are making apps like Good Dollar, right? That allows you to claim a certain amount of money every day. It's not as relevant to a person who lives in Europe, right? Claiming a fraction of $1 in a day is not something that is, you know, that attractive to them because it doesn't have that much impact on their daily life. But to someone who on the continent, the difference is clear, right? The value is clear. So in reality, a huge part of the industry, a lot of dApps that are building, they need Africa in order to actually prove that this technology works and, you know, it has some value.
If you want to withdraw all your money, they can only give you access to maybe about 30%. So imagine your own money. I feel like speaking pidgin for this, honestly. So imagine your own cash, like you go to the bank to withdraw and they tell you that they can't give you everything, right? So like it's a very big problem. But imagine having just a wallet where you just need the seed phrase, alright? So where some people write it maybe some booklets or some memorize it. I don't know for those who memorize. It's a very big challenge because when somebody slaps you, you get to forget some seed phrase. But I wouldn't easily recommend that. But you know, you see the same process. You can easily own your own funds by yourself, and like for me, it's like freedom, right? And if you don't know my wallet address, you wouldn't know how much I have in my bank account. Like. I have nothing to worry about. So I can just copy my seed phrase, maybe even hide it somewhere. Session. I believe you guys got something. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Is there anyone here that has not, like, you've never used crypto anytime, anyway? Like, this is your first time hearing about crypto? Or like you've not used crypto for once. Maybe you've heard of it before, but like you don't even have anything in your wallet. You don't even have a wallet. Is there anyone here? Is there another person?
Jesus Christ.
Alright, one more person at the back. Alright. I'll just send you like 0.1 cents too, so you can get hold of that.
When you even create the wallet, you get some cash.
Yeah, you get some benefits.
You get some cash.
Awesome. Alright, so this has really been an amazing session. And